Hi everyone, welcome to Getting Unstuck, how to let go of self-sabotage and step into your power. Um, I would like to start with a sentence from Anais Nin that I really love, which is, then came the day when the pain to stay tied into a bud became more painful than the courage it takes to blossom. So how many of you are ready to blossom? How many of you are ready to let go of this self-sabotage? Who are ready to really step into their power and manifest the success that they are really proud of? And what does success means for you? For me, I have to say success is fabulous. Success is being in alignment with yourself. Success is being happy. It's being joyful. It's being excited. And that's exactly why I call my company Fabulicious. Because if I'm fab, so are you. And life is delicious. Life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be experienced, enjoy. And what I mean by stepping into your power and stepping into your success is really embrace this fabulousness in you, this deliciousness, this enjoyment of life, whether it's at home, at work, just putting all of that together in your own way. So, are you ready to actually create your fabulous life, your fabulous success? If so, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. I know a lot of people are not feeling fabulous or fabulous every day. Quite often, I see a lot of my clients who are coming to me feeling stuck, just like here in this image, feeling like they want more, but they don't feel good enough. They feel stressed, they feel confused, they feel exhausted, they feel frustrated. They do what they have to do. They act the way they have to act. They make the effort, but they don't feel the result. They don't see the result. Or they do it for a while, but it's so hard to make the effort. It feels like driving with the handbrake on. Or everybody tells them, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. But they don't feel that way. And what I help my clients to do is really to find this sense of peace, of accepting exactly what they are, who they are, find more energy, really rebalance their life and create a successful life that they are fully in alignment like that, in alignment with. So before I jump in and tell you what are the steps to go from this stuck place to this peaceful, unstoppable place, let me share a little bit more about my story. And for that, I would like to see you. So I'm going to go back into looking at you. My journey started when I was feeling stuck. Actually, I didn't realize at that time, but I was feeling stuck for a while. I had created some kind of success that I thought was success. I had a husband. I had 2 kids. I had moved to United States, and all of that should have made me feel amazing and great and grateful, except that I didn't feel that way. Everybody was envious. Everybody was like, I want to see you closer. Everybody was telling me, oh my gosh, you have such a beautiful life. But inside, I was dead. Inside, I felt like I had let go of myself, that I was disappointing myself. Back when I was in my 20s, I wanted to help others. And the way I did it was going into science, because I saw that was a way to do it, and that's the way my parents told me to do it, which was I got a PhD in biochemistry and then a master in marketing. I had all those degrees to tell me I'm good enough, I'm valuable enough, I'm exactly what is expected from me. And then I got married because that was what I expected. It was expected from me. And I got 2 kids. And yeah, I had reached this dream, quote unquote, that everybody told me I should aim for. Except that inside, as I told you, I was feeling dead. Inside, I knew I was not good enough. I knew I was not living to the level of my expectation. And what was worse is I spent years, not months, years feeling that way. It's not that I was doing nothing. I was trying. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, you have it all. No. I did it. But inside, I didn't feel that way. And it started to really impact my emotional state. I became depressed. I was spending at some point 5 to 6 hours watching TV, feeling sorry for myself. It started affecting my image, the way I was seeing myself. I was really blaming myself for not bringing any income at home and just being supported by my husband. And finally, it ended up affecting my body, where my body literally became stuck. I injured my back really poorly, really badly. And for 2 years, I couldn't walk. I couldn't sit for more than 10 minutes. I couldn't move, really. I couldn't run. Doctor told me if I didn't get surgery, I would never be able to walk properly again. And I didn't want this surgery because I knew that was not what it was about. It was really about my body telling me something. And I spent from the age of 35, more or less, to the age of 45 like that. Until one day, I got a phone call from France. My husband was in business trip. And I never heard from him when he landed in France. It was like 3 days after he arrived, and I was like wondering why he didn't even text me saying that he landed or anything. It was not the way it was usually, the way we usually interacted. So when I got this phone call, I was like so grateful, and I say, "Hi, Alan, how are you?" And I could hear right away in his voice there was something off. So I told him, what is going on? And he was like, nothing. I was like, please tell me what's going on. And that's when he admits that he didn't love me anymore. And that's when he will come back from his business trip 3 days later. he will pack his stuff, go and file up for divorce. This moment that today I can smile about felt like my life exploded. Like somebody had taken the ground from underneath my feet and I was falling, free fall, with nowhere to stop. The only thing that was going for me was my family, and my family was disappearing like that. Financially, I didn't know how to do. I never made any money. From the age of 24 to the age of 44, when this phone call happened. I didn't know how I would raise 2 kids on my own. They were teenagers at that time. I didn't know how I would do it in a country that was not mine, far away from my family on my own. And to be honest, I really consider killing myself. I still remember, like, if it was yesterday, this night, when I sat on my bed with 40 Vicodin in my hand, really wondering if I should swallow them. I had them from the back pain. That's how I got 40 Vicodin. And I was holding them in one hand and looking at them. And really considering that it was easier to stop. I spent the whole night looking at those pills, smelling the fear on my clothes, exhausted because I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't move. I was feeling desperate and scared. And I don't know what happened. At some point, I went to the bathroom to get some water, to maybe swallow those pills or not, I don't know. I didn't even know what was going on in my mind. And as I was filling a glass of water, somehow my eyes caught the mirror, and I saw this woman in the mirror who was devastated, who was exhausted. And I look at her, I say, "Hey girl, what do you want to do? Do you want to swallow those pills or not?" And I don't know what happened. You know, one of those magical downloads. What I heard is this voice inside of my head saying, "Hey girl, I hear you, you are in pain. But I want to see the end of this story. What if you were able to rewrite your story, to write the story you want, the story that you dream about?" And so I took the pills and I flushed them in the toilet. And I look at this reflection in the mirror, this girl in the mirror, this woman in the mirror, and I told her, yeah, we're going to rewrite our story. You and I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know we're going to do it financially. I don't know we're going to do it emotionally, but we're going to do it. And you know what? The day after, I got phone call from friends who were there to support me. One of them suggested that I try hypnosis, something that was so weird to me. And I reached out to find somebody to help me through hypnosis. Why not? At that point, I had nothing to lose. And I found this amazing man who guided me. And I found the strength inside of me to really do the work and really rewrite my story. And everybody told me at that time, it will take you 2 years, 3 years, but you're going to be okay. Do you know what? It took me 3 months. Within 3 months, I was back on my feet. Actually, within 1 year, I had let go of my relationship with my husband. We were finalizing the divorce. Within this same year, I moved. I became a coach, and then I was starting my training to become a hypnotherapist as well. Within that same year, I wrote 2 books. The 2 books of my own reinvention, of my own story that I rewrote. Those books are called Autopsy of a Marriage, and Renaissance Woman. And you can find them on Amazon, but you know, enough about me, enough about my story. What is important today is about you. How would be your life if you could rewrite your own fabulous story? If you could let go of this feeling of stuckness, this message in your head, because what was blocking me at that time was really this message in my head telling me, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable, I'm not worthy. And what I want you to realize is this message is not your intuition. Intuition is positive. This message is your inner fear. This message is your inner block, this thing that is limiting you. So what if you could let go of this bully inside of your head? And if you could get a voice, give a voice to your intuition, to your subconscious, to this, your higher self, to this part of you who know how it is to be unstoppable, peaceful, excited, energetic, fabulous. Are we ready to jump in? You know, it is a time for you to rewrite your new story. Let go of the bully, create your story, your book of truth, your new fabulous life. Are you ready? So today I'm going to give you as much as I can in 45 minutes. And then I will tell you how we can continue beyond that, because obviously you cannot fix a lifetime in 45 minutes, but I'm going to give you really amazing tips, awareness on what to do today that's going to take you to the first step to get unstuck. You ready? So let me share my screen again with you. I really like this little guy. The first step that I want to talk about is to love yourself. When you feel feeling stuck, and I've seen that in many of my clients, when they are feeling stuck, they are blaming themselves. When personally I felt stuck, when personally I felt miserable, not only I was feeling miserable and my body was in pain and I couldn't get out of the house and all of that was terrible, and I was sabotaging myself and I didn't know how to make money, and all of that was not only playing against me, but on top of that, I was blaming myself. I was bullying myself. I was criticizing myself over and over and over again. You're not good enough. You're not trying. You're lazy. Oh my gosh. I have to say, if I heard anybody talk to someone, to one of my friends, the way I was talking to myself, I will go ahead and slap that person. So tell me, how do you talk to yourself? Do you criticize yourself? Do you blame yourself? Or are you gentle and loving and caring to yourself? I know the value of that because I've seen it in so many of my clients. More recently, I had this man called Danny. Obviously, I changed the name. But Danny came to me. I don't know how he came to me, to be honest. I think if I remember well, his mom called me and she was in panic mode because Danny was totally, he was beyond broken. This young man, 35-year-old, amazing, smart, educated, was experiencing one of the worst time in his life. The girl he was in love with, the one he wanted to get engaged with, had just died. They were planning a trip to Africa together, and on the months before that, she went on a trip of her own to visit her family, and long story short, she died. Like that, she disappeared. And this man who was so excited about this new relationship, who was feeling he had a future, they had a future together, just saw his life disappearing in front of him. And when he came to me, he was like, why is this happening to me? How could this happen to her? And it was awful to see the level of pain that he was experiencing. I could not tell him, oh, get over it. That will not help. Because if he could get over it, he would have done it. There was no way. The pain was so profound that there was no way he could change it. So the first step was to teach him it was okay to cry. It was okay to be angry. It was okay to be sad, to be disappointed, to be frustrated with himself. It was okay to feel the way he felt. It's okay to feel the way you feel. I just took an example of this client who was going through a lot of pain, but as I told you, as I was going through my journey, there was nothing that was supposed to justify this level of pain I was in. Still, I was feeling miserable, and it was okay to feel the way I felt. So I don't know what's going on in your life, but if you feel like you're sabotaging yourself or you're not living up to your expectation, it's normal that you feel upset. And when you are upset, when you are stressed, your body reacts like 3 years old. Let me stop the share so I can see you. Your body reacts like a 3-year-old. And it works like if you were a kid, and imagine you are a 3-year-old kid and you're crying because you're hurt. Do you really think that if you cry because you're hurting, you're gonna get better if somebody tells you to get over it, to push yourself, or that you should not feel the way you feel? It's not working. There's no way. When a kid is hurting, punishing him will not make him feel better. Punishing him will make him closer, or will make him judge himself, or will make him never want to start again. So if you feel stuck, stop blaming yourself. Just love yourself. And let me go to the board so I can show you a tiny bit of what's going on. So here is your eraser. What I explain in my book, Renaissance Woman, is we move along different of a level of energy. The level 1, the lowest level of energy, is a level of the victim. It's a level where you say, poor me. Why is it happening to me? Why is this thing happening to me over and over again? I'm a loser, I lose. At this level, there's not a lot of movement possible. There's not a lot of change that is possible. So you need to move to the second level. The second level is the level of the anger and the frustration. At that level, it's like, I'm done feeling that way. I'm so tired of feeling that way. But if you go there without allowing yourself to experience the level underneath, you're punishing yourself. You are your own bully. So it's okay to be a victim. It's okay to cry. And at some point, you have to cry as much as you need, and then say, okay, no, I'm done crying. What do I want to do next? Because right now I'm frustrated about feeling stuck for so long. And when you're frustrated, you start moving. You start having more energy. This frustration can get you to the first level of action, which is the level of acceptance. You know, I have felt this way for a while and accept myself for who I am, and I'm gonna take the step to move up in my energy. And I can tell you more about the levels in another time, but today, what you need to really realize from this little pyramid is really this fact that there's no way you move on unless you accept where you are. Every single level is acceptable. Every single level is valuable. Let me share again my screen so I can tell you more about the second point. First point, love yourself. Second point, stop looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm pretty sure then when you saw me drawing this pyramid, you wonder, oh my gosh, what is going up there? What is going at the top of the pyramid? How can I get totally unstuck and unstoppable? And you're going to hear a lot of talk about visualize what you want, manifest what you want, identify how you're going to feel, and just go for it and take the step and take action. You know what? If you want somebody to guide you through the action step, there's amazing, amazing action coach who will take you the practical step of what you need to do. The reason you are in this call, I assume, is because you have tried to do what you had to do. And there's still this part of you who feels stuck. And I know some of you, and I can feel the energy of most of you. And I know you guys are smart. You are all educated. You are all aware. You have thought it out. And if the solution was in your conscious brain, in your logical brain, you would have found it. The solution, yes, it's taking action, it's visualizing, it's really doing all of that. And it's being in alignment from the inside out. But before you can be in alignment, you need to know what you are in alignment toward. Which takes me to the second slide that I share with you. I'm going to go back to it. Instead of really focusing on what you want, which is, I'm going to be happy once I make this much money, once I have this type of relationship, once I achieve this and this and that, that's when I'm going to feel successful. Instead of really aiming for those goals, I want you to realize how you're going to feel once you reach those goals. One of the work that I do with my clients when I see them is I ask them to list all the most difficult event in their life, all the time they felt at the lowest. And you can do that. If you want to pause this video for a while and list your low point. Let's erase that quickly. And you're going to take a piece of paper, and here you're going to list your low points, decade by decade, more or less, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. What were your low point? What are your low point about? And then in this part, you're going to list your high point. And if there's one word, then you're going to close your eyes. Because the way we work is not on the conscious level. And once you close your eyes and you really visualize your low point, if there's a word that symbolizes how you feel in this low moment, what is this word or this image? For me, the word became stuck. I hate feeling stuck. And then once you're done with this exercise, then I can guide you if you want during the session through that. Because it takes a little bit more than just going like that. But once you're done with visualizing your low point, go with your high point and really visualize what is the word that summarizes how you feel in your high point. And the word that came out for me is unstoppable. I told you, once I got through my divorce, I became unstoppable. Within 3 months, I was back on my feet. Within 1 year, I wrote 2 books. I became a coach. I became a hypnotherapist. Within 2 years, I had created my company, Fabulous, which I took from 0 to 6-figure in less than 3 years. How is it for being unstoppable? Everybody told me there's no way you make money being a coach. Guess what? It is possible. If it's what you want, you can be unstoppable too. But when I started this journey, I didn't know what it will be to be unstoppable. I didn't have the idea, oh, I'm going to be a coach, I'm going to help people like that. I knew deep inside of me what I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel strong. I wanted to feel powerful. I wanted to feel grateful. I wanted to feel joyful. I wanted to be able to dance and party and meet people and create a community. I wanted all of that, and that was the feeling. So once again, I'm going to go back to the share. Instead of visualizing, just visualizing what you want, which is this light at the end of the tunnel syndrome, identify how you're going to feel once you have what you want, and then let it go. If you want to feel joyful, free, peaceful, whatever it is, forget about this light at the end of the tunnel. Stop saying, I'm going to feel that way when I achieve this or that. And start feeling those feelings right away. Bring more gratitude in your life. You want more fun? Go have fun. You want more dance and party? Go party. You want more abundance? Start living an abundant life. Really behave like if you did have it already. I behave in an unstoppable way. I start going out. I start making friends. I start really getting out of my comfort zone. I actually told my son I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, and what they got me for Mother's Day was a skydiving jump. My biggest fear ever was fear of height. And jumping from an airplane, to be honest, was the last thing I wanted to do. But they got me into an airplane and I jumped. And you know what? I'm still alive. And it showed me that I could get out of my comfort zone and challenge myself. So this feeling, which is what you want, this unstuck feeling, this powerful feeling, this excited feeling, feel this feeling and live and embrace it and make it part of you today. And the way it looks like is like if instead of looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, you put your light inside of the tunnel. You take your light inside of you and you light up your own tunnel. You light up your own journey as you're moving forward. And it's really difficult to move when you are in the dark. But once you have a light, it's not dark anymore. I love the image I put in the slide. Let me show it to you again. Did you see this tunnel? How beautiful it is? There's plenty of graffiti. Graffiti can be beautiful, colorful. Graffiti can be ugly and scary. That's fine. Once you have the light, you start enjoying the graffiti of your life. You start really embracing the positive moment. And you learn not to be afraid of those down moments, because you know they are part of the journey. So what I want you to get from this second point is, instead of just visualizing what you want, like, I'm going to be happy once I going to get this and this and that, I want you to visualize the way you're going to feel in those moments and start embracing those feelings right now. Point number 3. Told you, it's about rewriting your story. It's about really changing your paradigm, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. So here we are. We're really getting into what I'm passionate about, which is working with your subconscious mind. I'm smart. Let's be honest, I am. I have a PhD, I have 2 masters, pretty well educated. I speak 3 languages almost fluently, 4th once in a while. I'm intellectually, I'm okay. And I know you're smart too. There's no problem about that. Still, when I was feeling stuck, the part of me that was not stuck was not my brain, even though I felt that my brain was like totally squeezed in. And the reason it was squeezed in is because I was trying to find the solution in my logical brain, in my logical mind. And the solution was not there. So I was keeping on looking for it. I was keeping on thinking about it. What is a solution? What could I do to feel better? How can I do it? And there was no solution inside of my brain, because I can tell you I look for it. The solution was in my subconscious. So how to access your subconscious? The easiest way, the way that I use with a lot of my clients, is by really getting into your body. Listen to your gut feeling, to your inner self. And the reason this body part is so important is because your body has been part of you since you were created. And maybe you don't remember what happened when you were a little guy, but your body kept this thing called body memory. So the way you act today is often because of something that happened to you somewhere in your past. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I'm going to give you an example. The example of my client, Patricia. Same thing, change the name, of course, obviously. Patricia came to me because she was working as a therapist for 23 years. She was living in the Bay Area. And she was really frustrated because she was not making enough money. She was working, excuse my French, but she was working her ass off. Really hard. But she was making $4,000 to $5,000 a month, which in many areas would be enough, but in the Bay Area, I can tell you there's no way to make a living. And when she came to me, she said, I don't know, I'm stuck. I'm trying everything that I know to try, and I don't see why I can't make more money. And one of the sentences was, I really want to make more money. I deserve to make more money. I could feel something when I guided her, when I heard that from her, and I asked her to close her eyes. And I asked her to restate this statement: I deserve to make more money. And to be honest, the word couldn't come out of her mouth. When you close your eyes, you go inside of your body, you close a logical mind. So logically, she thought she deserved some more money, but with her eyes closed, her inner self was saying, you're lying, girl. So we use this feeling inside of her to find out when this I deserve to make money was blocked or stuck in the first place. And it took us back to when she was 4 years old, when she was hiding under the kitchen table as our parents were fighting about money, obviously. And her dad was complaining about those rich people who were really making a lot of money and taking advantage of the poor people. Those rich people were lazy, doing nothing, not working really hard, and were making a ton of money. And to be honest, the words used by her father was they were assholes. While the poor people were working their ass off and barely made it. As a 4-year-old, she loved her dad. And when she heard her dad, she said, you know what? I don't want to be a bad person like my dad described. I want to be a good person like my parents. I'm going to work really, really hard and make as little money as possible. That's an honest mistake for a 4-year-old. Unfortunately, 50 years later, this belief was not helping her. It was actually keeping her stuck. We changed the belief. Right away, things start shifting. The next month, she made $10,000. Within 1 year, her average month was $15,000. And today she bought her house in San Francisco. That's the case for Patricia. I can tell you, guiding multiple clients sometimes take them back to being an embryo. For example, my client, Diana, felt like she was not lovable, and it was coming to the moment where mom was pregnant from her and tried to get rid of her, tried to abort from her. And she was like, I'm not wanted. I don't deserve to be in this world. I'm not lovable. And that sabotaged all of our relationship after that. That sabotaged also our business success because nobody will want her or want to work with her. We changed that. At this point, she had 3 companies. It can be beyond that. It can be very old paradigm in a past life or intergeneration. Give you an example. This one is actually my own. One of the messages I had from my mom and from the women in my life is, women are not valuable. Women don't have power. My mom was given at birth for being a girl. She had 5 sisters before her, and her mom decided to give her away because she was a girl. My grandmother was married when she was 14 to a man who was 60-year-old because they needed money for the family, so she was sold. So this trauma of girl or less than was really something strong in my family. And I went back to my past as far as I could remember and took me back to 5, 6 generation, 18th century, when there was this woman who was told she couldn't do something she couldn't cross the desert with her kids because she was a woman and she would not make it as a woman. And she listened to the people who told her that. And because of that, she got killed, and kids really got the energy of women are not strong enough. What has been incredible is I went back to that moment and I rewrote the story, and I can tell you at this point, this trauma of women are not good enough is gone, 100% gone from my life. Actually, I can be a woman and be as powerful as I am, you know. So it's not about me, it's about you. What is this part of you that is keeping you stuck? This part of you that is keeping you stuck is part of what I call your book of truth. This is this thing that you think is your truth that has been part of your life since you were born and even beyond. It's based on what you saw, what you heard, what came from past generations through your DNA. And to be honest, there's proof of things that are really weird that are transmitted from DNA to DNA, from generation to generation, the proof, for example, that arachnophobia, the fear of spider, that is totally non-justified nowadays in the United States, come from the fact that spiders were really dangerous generations ago when it was at the time of your great-great-great-great-grandparents. And this genetic mutation, for better word, that tells you have to be scared of spider is transmitted through the DNA up to you when you get scared of a spider that is less than a couple millimeter and you're like, oh my gosh, a spider, when there's no reason. And what also this book of truth is built on is past lives. For some people who believe that is soul contracts. And what you need to realize is this book of truth, this thing, this message that you built in your mind, as your story, is actually a book of lies. And it's important that you rewrite your story, that you change your message, that you reinvent yourself. And the way you do it is by accessing the feeling through your body or through your imagination, and that you transform from the inside out. What I mean by that is really listen to what is inside and rewrite the message. That's what I do with my client day after day. I really allow them to feel what is keeping them stuck and shift it. So let's do a little exercise, because I want you to realize the power of imagination. I don't know, a lot of people are scared of hypnosis, but hypnosis is actually something we do all the time. It's using our imagination to really focus on something and experience the story if it were true. And your brain is designed to not really know the difference between what is part of the imagination and what is really happening. And so when you change something in your imagination, there's a good chance it's going to change it in your reality. So I think we just have 5 minutes. We're going to take a couple of minutes to make a simple exercise. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. And look at your situation, feeling stuck in your business, in your personal life, wherever you feel stuck. Feel the way it feels. And look at your body like if it was a 3D object. And there's going to be a part of your body that's going to attract your attention. Is it your throat, your belly, your shoulder, your back, your head, your hands? What is this part of your body that is like, look at me, there's something here. And this something that is inside of your body. If you could describe it as a shape or as a color, which shape of color will it be? Is it a blob? Is it a triangle, rectangle? Is it yellow, blue? Is it like a stone, like a rope? What is it? Really feel this feeling inside of your body as a 3D object. And once you find this 3D object, move your awareness into it. And with your awareness inside of this object, I would like you to talk. What I am about is, and finish a sentence. And what I would like you to know about me is, and the way it feels to have me inside of you is, now I would like you to continue using your imagination. And we're going to bring forward, you're going to bring forward a virtual resource, something or someone who wants to appear for wisdom or for safety. It can be an angel, it can be your higher self, it can be an element of nature, it can be an animal, whatever, whoever wants to show up, going to show up right now. And you're going to move your awareness into this virtual resource. And once you're there, let this virtual resource do the talking. What you need to do about this feeling is the first step you can take to get unstuck is if there's one message you need to take from today, it is listen. And when you feel like what is this virtual resource has told you is complete, come back into this room and open your eyes again. Hi, welcome back. So this is a very, very tiny example of the type of work I do with my clients. I use two tools out of over 30 that I have. But I wanted to experience some little shift today. And I want so much more for you. I really want you to experience the power of the work you can do to get unstuck and to step into your power, so you can really start to manifest the life that you want for yourself today. I love having you, and I'm gonna open it for question and answer. But for now, I would like to make an offer to you. You are here on this call, and I really want to help you shift your paradigm and create this new story. That's why I want to offer you a fabulous session. Often I offer a 30-minute consultation. A fabulous session is not a 30-minute consultation. It's actually 90 minutes on the phone, or on Zoom, or to be honest, in person if you are in the Bay Area. And we're going to identify at least one of the blocks that is keeping you stuck. We're going to start changing it, doing full work, like if you were my client. And I'm going to help you take the first steps towards your rebirth, toward getting unstuck and becoming unstoppable, and create a new paradigm. So usually a session like that is $497. And the value of it is priceless, because the type of change you get just from one session is absolutely crazy. When I offer it for a client who wants to start it for the first time, with the idea of them signing up for a package with me, I offer it at $297, which is already a bargain. And it's more than worth it. I have to say, some people after one session don't find the blocks and they're okay. Some people realize that they need to do more work. I cannot tell you what's going to be your story. But what I can tell you is I value your presence here today. And I want you to really experience this work that I'm doing. And I want you to get unstuck, because together we can change the energy of this planet. So I'm going to offer this fabulous session at a special price of $127. It's not even the price of what it would be for 30 minutes. So $127. And the way you do it is you're going to go to my website or to my scheduler. I'm going to type the link of my scheduler on the chat. So you can click on it right away. There you go. You're going to be able to click on it right away. And you're going to schedule a fabulous session. As soon as you schedule it, I'm going to send you a PayPal payment request. You pay through PayPal. I give you the session. If I don't receive the money within 24 hours, I will cancel. So I will allow other people to have the slot, because I have very limited amount of time. And we'll go from there. We'll get this 90 minutes just for you. And by the end of it, I will ask you if it makes sense for us to continue the work beyond one session. But you can start really feeling some major change after those 90 minutes. And I'm excited to see you. This offer, this 127, is for you or any of your friends who you think will really benefit from it. And this offer is only for 1 week. We are Monday. By Sunday midnight, I close this offer. So really schedule it today. And if you schedule it and you need to change it, we can discuss that. It's not a problem. What I want you is to take action today and take the first step, because really creating this fabulous life for you, this success for you, is it's just taking the first step. I've done it. I helped over 1,000 clients to do it. And that's what I want for you. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Your fabulous story? I hope so. Looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to talking with you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.